Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, episode 345 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's a survivor? Not gonna give up with me tonight.
You got Sekiro in my Star Wars. You got Star Wars in my Sekiro. It's Karu Seta, Kerry Chandler.
That is accurate.
Wow.
And this is Adam, and I am only here to argue about what color Cal Kestis' lightsaber should be. I don't care about anything else.
It's
And
Indigo.
you got Isaiah here. I gotta continue on the Star Wars train. I was on the Fallen Order podcast, so gotta have at least one expert in here.
And who knows how many years until we get the third game for this series.
Oh, I mean, people are making their speculation, but I just want it to be good, and I don't want them to go against what they've been doing with it, which is, creating a definitive single-player experience that does not require online and doesn't even have a actual story DLC.
Yeah.
You don't trust EA?
As long as they want.
I trust Respawn. I don't trust EA.
I trust Respawn. Yeah, I trust Respawn. Respawn's never gone wrong.
No, but EA is a head me an asshole of a company.
I feel like we've been here with BioWare.
Yeah.
So we are here to talk about Star Wars Jedi Survivor, developed by Respawn, published by EA, and came out in 2023.
Holy crap, it was that long ago?
Yeah, and then the PS4 version came out in 2024. Didn't even know it was on PS4. Wow, I thought this game was newer than 2 years.
No.
I remember clearly when it came out because it came out like 3 weeks before Tears of the Kingdom. And so I was playing it obsessively, and then Tears of the Kingdom came out, and I didn't pick it up again until for this podcast. So,
God, I did not realize. I just thought this game was newer. But then again, 2023 is kind of new for me, actually, for games. But I don't really pay attention to what comes out.
Think about it this way. It's that good of a game that, it came out, its graphics hold up, the controls hold up. That's why we're not seeing it as a couple-year-old game. We're seeing it as a game that just plays really well.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
This is the first time I got to play this on my new PC that I just got a few months ago, and I was able to turn up the graphics to ultra and just really appreciate how goddamn gorgeous this game is.
Oh, nice.
This game is gorgeous.
Nice.
I mean, it's gorgeous on PS5 even.
Yeah, I was playing
amazing.
on PS5, yeah.
I mean,
my PC ran it, but didn't like it, I'm pretty sure.
My first one did not like it. It chugged hard.
Well, between when I started it and then when I replayed it, and for this, I got a 4K TV, so it looks and bigger too. So it just looks really good on that 65-inch 4K 120 hertz display. Oof.
So I wasn't actually planning on doing this game originally this year. I wrote up the whole schedule for the year, and it wasn't on there. And then Steam had a sale, and I'm like, oh, $14. I'll pick this up. This looks like a good, I really enjoyed Fallen Order. I want to do this one too. And so I bought it a couple months ago, didn't get around to it. So then about a week before this recording, I'm like, all right, I'm going to get ready. I install it, and I'm getting ready to play it. And then I'm going through it, and then all of a sudden it won't run. There is some weird error, and it's a known bug apparently with EA where sometimes it doesn't link to your account when you buy it on Steam. And I did the troubleshooting. They're like, okay, you want to unlink your Steam account, relink your Steam account. You can do this and delete this and try that. And I did all the things that they wanted to do. They're like, okay, the last time you have to chat with EA. And I'm like, you know what? It's on sale right now for $14. I paid $14 already. I'll just give them another $14 and just buy it on EA.
You would rather buy it twice than talk to anyone at EA.
Yes. I don't want to talk to people in general. Like I've been having a whole mess with trying to get a modem for my internet service for like a month, and they shipped me 3 of the wrong ones and shipped one to the wrong address, and I haven't called them yet, which I'm doing tomorrow. So no, I'm the kind of guy I don't want to call if I can help it. But yeah, so I just said fuck it. I'll spend the $14. It's on sale for a day before it goes off sale. So yeah.
Well, it's worth $30, even if you buy it 5 or something. Like I've alluded to, it is a friggin' fantastic.
And that's the other reason I was okay with it. I'm like, you know what? I don't usually I emulate tons of shit for this show and emulate tons of shit in general. I'm like, you know what? I don't mind giving a little extra money to Respawn to make this game do better and, just make sure. Like I was okay with that.
Like Respawn needs the extra sales. Let's go. Like it just pushes them to make number 3 that much.
But yeah, I was not happy that I had to do that. But I don't plan to do that again. So I looked at. I was like, how much is on PS5? But if I played this on PS5, I would not have finished this game in time for the show. So
why not?
I'm glad I did not have to do that.
Why would you
forgot
not
how
have finished
long
it?
it was?
Because I played with my PC, I can play it at while I'm waiting in between things to happen. Where
Oh
I
yeah,
spend 8
because your
hours of my
Steam
day,
Deck.
and I couldn't. No, this doesn't run on a Steam Deck unless you fuck with it a whole bunch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never got that green check mark.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes even stuff says unverified, it still runs. So I just Googled it, and they're like, "Yeah, this does not run unless you completely fuck with it to make it run." It just is one of those games that does not run on Steam Deck.
Is it just too much for the deck?
It honestly is probably something to do with the DRM of EA. To be honest, there's so many things.
Oh, gross.
Like Red Dead 2 runs on the Steam Deck, and yes, that's an older game, but that is a monster of a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's just fucking EA DRM bullshit. Anytime you got to mess with like Origin or a lot of those other programs, they don't always work well with the deck. Ubisoft and Notorious, they're just not. The DRM doesn't like to communicate with each other.
I mean, fuck DRM. So let's just start with that.
I don't like it anyway, but I get it with new game, but when I'm playing like a really old game and I have DRM, I'm just like, really, guys? Like, this game is like 10 years old. Why are you?
A lot of it has to do with licensing. Like,
I know.
Like it's kind of like when what's the name patents go up. Like there's a whole thing on copyrights and stuff like that. So it's the same kind of thing.
I think the problem with most people's problem with it is they wouldn't have an issue with it if it wasn't such an obvious window to abuse. Like it's gonna get abused, and it's and of all companies, EA is going to be the ones to abuse it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they're going to invent new ways to abuse it.
Like, I don't mind it existing. I have no problem. But when I buy your game and then your DRM still won't let me play the game that I bought, I'm a little irritated.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, like kind of getting back to it, it is definitely a long game. Like, I love it though. I love how long it is because I feel like games nowadays are too short. You look at games coming up in the 90s, like RPGs specifically, you're spending 50, 60 hours on them.
I want short games, but that's because I play a lot of games for a podcast, so there's a difference.
Right.
But no, I get
on the game. Depending on the game, like this one, this game found the perfect balance between an open world and a hallway simulator. You don't have to go off these these separating paths, but you can, or you can just go through the story. And everywhere you go, the scenery is breathtakingly gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can tell a lot of love went into that in this game because there are things that you may never see. There's places you might never see until your second, third playthrough. You realize, oh, there's a path here. I've never taken this. And you go, oh my God, this is beautiful right here. Why did they hide this?
I mean, also just think about how much stuff you unlock you could probably go to by the end of the game. Like the electro dart and the push and pull thing that, features that you get. Like I didn't, I didn't go back and do anything because time was a ticking.
I went back and did a whole lot. One thing that's really useful is that it when you're looking on the map, every area, it tells you what percentage of it you've explored, and it also tells you what number, how many things there are to get, and how many you've gotten, and it also shows you what paths you can take that you haven't taken, and what paths are going to be blocked. It's really convenient.
There's the 5 upgrades that show you where the stuff is because let's be honest,
that too.
There is a metric fuck ton of shit to collect in this game.
Yeah, and that's it.
I mean a metric fuck ton.
I only have one negative thing about the entire game, and it's that not that there's too much, but that too much of it is boring.
What are all the collectibles? You mean like the money that I never use and the scrolls that I never used?
There's the pyrite shard, the
pyrite.
Okay.
The seeds, there's an upgrade for force tears. There's an upgrade for the enhancement shards that you find that'll either give you a skill point, perk points, etc.
And of course, there's the hairstyles, the facial hair, the haircuts, the shirts, jackets, pants,
and for life.
Color unlocks for all of them.
The full-on lightsabers you'll sometimes find. The different pieces for the lightsaber. Pieces for the blaster, pieces for BD1, and then
but they don't do anything, right?
Color and metal materials. Yeah. No, it's all cosmetics. All of that stuff is cosmetics.
I ignored everything.
Part,
yeah, the lightsaber blaster and BD1 stuff is and all your clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, the little enhancement pods, those will sometimes contain like health upgrades, force upgrades,
right?
Like as far as your meters. So it's definitely
by the time I beat the game, I had 11 Estus or whatever.
Close enough.
Stimpaks. What are they? back.
Yeah.
The flanks, you were right.
Yeah, the Estus. I had 11 Estus shards at the end of it. Yeah,
Like
I had four.
a lot of it is worthwhile going out of your way for. So.
Oh, and then there's the perks. We forgot the perks and also perk slots.
Yep.
This is the Donkey Kong 64
Star Wars
of Star Wars. Yes, but in a good way.
I thought
it's not a
Jedi.
good
I thought
thing, but it's
Jedi
still a
Fallen
good game.
Order. I thought Fallen Order had a ton of shit to collect. No, this game took that dial and turned it to 11.
Exactly.
You see, I didn't do any of that.
Like, oh, you thought Banjo-Kazooie had a lot of stuff. Donkey Kong 64 has 4 times as much as Banjo-Kazooie.
Right. Now
So,
watch, the third one, you're literally going to be turning around like James Woods. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah.
Ooh, piece of candy.
And that is my negative thing about it, and it's a minor negative, but I'll do this like really challenging thing. I'll spend an hour trying to do this really challenging jump puzzle and then open up the chest, and it's a goatee. And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, if you're gonna put the hard
But it's the best goatee you've ever found.
No, I never messed. His facial hair stayed the same the whole game. I did change his haircut, gave him the undercut. I like the undercut on him, but I never messed with his facial hair.
Like I posted earlier before we started the recording, you know, I'm running around as Cal Skywalker, so.
Oh yeah.
I didn't change a single outfit or hair. I didn't care
about the reward or the skin or and none of it. I just wanted to say I got to it and I saw what was there.
Same, and that's why it's a minor complaint.
Right. I like to see that 100% next to collectibles and everything.
Yeah, though I did not quite get there. Eventually, I was like, I need to go ahead and just beat this game. I'm done. So I went and beat the game without getting every single piece of facial hair and so on.
I mean, I'm still collecting stuff, but there's so much of it. The nice thing is, though, is all of the stuff you've collected, if you start a new game plus, it's all still collected. You don't have to go back and do it.
That is nice.
Yeah, that is nice. And also, this game actually has meaningful new game plus. It lets you.
Yes, it does. I can kind of go into that because I played it on New Game Plus just for that experience.
Yeah, which one did you choose? Which did you choose? Which options?
I went with so I always ramp up my difficulty by 1. So this one I'm playing on Jedi Master, and then I definitely played with the altered combat styles. So like all the enemies have the same moves. Their moves, the way the pattern changes though. So if you played this game and mastered, like say the final boss's move pattern, it changes with that shard equip or with that perk equip.
That's neat.
Yeah, so it definitely is worthwhile to go through and play it again just to see how it's evolved and try to readapt to it.
That does sound cool though.
Yeah, even like the stormtroopers, like melee stormtroopers, scout troopers with the batons, they change up their pattern, and it's great.
Oh, okay,
nice.
No, was this your second?
Other game does that too?
This was my second playthrough. Was this everyone else's second, or Mike? Was this your first?
This
is my first full playthrough. I played through really not too much of it, a few hours back when it came out, and then came back and restarted and played through it this time.
I played it when it first came out, and I didn't realize until this second playthrough how little I paid attention or how much I forgot, because I don't remember most of this game from the first time.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a lot.
And that, see, I don't know if it's because there was so much and I was being a completionist. It was hard for me to recall anything that was happening, and I had to go through the first one again because I had to go through the first one again because I knew I wasn't going to remember any characters, anything that happened in the first game.
Yeah,
like it does have a little thing where it tells you, like you can look at see what happened in the first game.
I know.
Yeah,
every time I watch those things, I'm like,
I remember the first game pretty well. I mean, I did actually 100% the first game, and so I remembered it pretty well. But
I did not.
But I still forgot some stuff. Like I was like, wait, did he and Marin like each other in the first game? I couldn't remember if he and Marin liked each other in the first game or not.
They kind of had a flirtation.
They started off as enemies.
It's a little flirtatious, okay? Because in this one they kiss. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they fuck in that one too.
Yeah, the third one they're going to straight up bang.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Camera, probably. Like I totally shit.
Fine.
Hey, the third game maybe you could play as like their daughter. Because I don't think we need another game where Cal forgets all of his force powers.
Hey, he didn't forget. They kept most of his abilities.
Yeah, he didn't forget anything, and I do like that they expanded on it. Like, and so kind of go. I'm kind of wondering where they go into, like how they go into it with the third one, because he pretty much had like and I've said this before during the Fallen Order podcast, but like it's a game that allows you to truly play as a Jedi. So how do you expand on that? Now you do have the balance aspect that you can expand on. Spoiler alert. But like, how do you expand on it and still keep it Cal? You know, or is it just going to be Knights of the Old Republic?
I mean, you could just crank up the frickin', what they make you do in the game, and it would still work.
Well, except that it's a Metroidvania, and you've got to have, he can basically, by the end of the game, you can all but teleport. Like they'd have to really change the level design to be able to stop you from jumping across massive gaps and stuff at this point, if you kept all your powers.
But I trust
like there's something meaningful to getting that, air dash, or to getting the grappling hook, or, and so on, or to getting the force, the ability to lift the things and slam things and so on.
I didn't like that, but yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd like to see just this team make a new Star Wars game, but new story, new characters, new stuff. Maybe see them make not a Star Wars game, but something in this vein still.
Right. Okay. Right. I mean, I would love to see them make like a medieval hack and slash.
Yeah, because at this point, they've made Titanfall, Apex Legends, and then these, and then they made a virtual reality Medal of Honor game, and that's it from this current iteration of Respawn anyway.
Oh, yeah, because probably before they change companies.
Right.
Maybe they'll make a good Lord of the Rings game. We're due for one of those pretty soon.
That'd be great.
We
had Golem recently. What are you talking about?
I have to say, I love the Shadow of Mordor, the first one. I didn't play the second one, but I love the first one. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I did not.
We'll never get another one of those. So.
That's why we say we're due for one, because that game came out 16, 17 years ago?
It's more than you think.
No. I think it was like
over
20
years old.
Yeah, it was like 2012, I think. 2013.
Shadow of Mordor was 2014.
Yeah, last year we did Year in Gaming and came up.
Holy shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Insert the gif of Saving Private Ryan when he ages at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I know. Like, that's 11 years ago. We are definitely due for a good one, especially because Lord of the Rings is always going to be a popular IP.
Yeah, I Lord of the Rings is, when I talk about like my favorite thing in all of pop culture is Star Wars, is the thing I'm the most into and know the most about. But like Lord of the Rings is probably like number 3. Like I love Lord of the Rings.
Well, with the new Gollum movie, I'm sure we'll get a new Gollum game to go with it.
We can only go up from here.
That I love Lord of the Rings. I mean, those 3 movies and almost nothing else.
I watched the animated Lord of the Rings movie recently on this podcast.
Oh, that's the Ralph Bakshi.
Yes,
I think that's a good like token of what it was at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the problem with Lord of the Rings is they tend to stray way too far from the source material. Like, one of the reasons that the Shadow games work is because it stayed within the source material. It did take liberties, but it stayed within the source material.
Or like making Shelob a sexy girl.
Right.
Be a little bit of a stray.
But like not to go off on a tangent, one of the things that a lot of people don't like about Rings of Power on Amazon is that it completely takes Tolkien's source material and bastardizes. Like,
imagine something
Welcome to America.
Imagine something like this, like Jedi Survivor 3, whatever the third one's going to be called, having something like a Nemesis system in Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War.
Yeah,
they can't.
Fucking amazing.
Well, and now that the copyright on the
technician is back.
Now the Nemesis system is no longer under copyright protection. That could be possible.
I'm hoping we start to see some of that stuff.
I mean, you could kind of see it in the way the bounty hunters worked in these games. I mean,
Wait, how did they work in this game? I only fought a couple that the story made me, so I don't really know anything special about them.
I fought them all. So yeah, essentially after certain story beats, you will get the ability to pick up a bounty puck. Or you would have to defeat certain ones to unlock other ones. So if you weren't getting a new bounty puck, that would be why. But you would get bounty pucks, so you'd have to go to a location that you've already been to. But now it would be crawling with Haxian Brood. And instead of fighting stormtroopers on Coruscant, you're fighting Haxian Brood. And then you get to the marked area, find the bounty, and it's a boss fight. And some of them get pretty intense. Like, at one point, you're fighting 3 named bounty hunters.
That's cool. I wanted to do more, but
not Rick the Door Technician.
That was a fun joke.
That was my favorite. Oh,
you better be in 3 again.
I know. But it's this game, I just want to say, like, these games, like, my favorite like I talked in the last podcast, about with Jedi Fallen Order. With Fallen Order, yeah, right. When we were on the Fallen Order podcast, like my favorite thing is Star Wars, and my favorite two genres of games are Souls-likes and Metroidvanias. So this is just like somebody sat down and said, how can we make a game for Kerry? And then with this game, my maybe third favorite genre of video game is open world games. And they're like, oh, okay, there we go. That's how we do it. And I think I like the story of the first game. I was gonna say I like the story of the first game more, but the post kind of like twist story is like some of my favorite. Like
it's some of the best writing in Star Wars video games.
Right, I beat what I thought was the final boss, and I was like, that story was fine. It was whatever. And then there's a whole other like 5 hours of game after that was so good. That was so much better story-wise, honestly. So, yeah.
Forget the fact that you're playing as Revan and KOTOR being a great twist. The twist in this game just, chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's really well done. And I thought that Bodhi was a little... Bodhi? I want to call him Bodhi like a Point Break. But I'm like, I thought Bodhi was a little suspicious at times. I was like, I don't know about this guy. But I never saw that coming. I never saw like I thought I died. Like, I mean, we're spoiling the game, right?
Right.
Yeah, of course. That's what we're doing this show.
They make you think Cal died, and I was like, holy shit, they killed Cal, and now I'm playing as Seer. And I was like, I bet Cal comes back, but it would be such a big swing if he doesn't. It would be Red Dead Redemption 2 when you think the game's over, and it's like, all right, now you're going to play like 7 hours of John Marsden on a ranch, and it would have been something.
Here's the best part about Bode's twist is that you can completely understand his thoughts on doing it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And you can completely understand his rationale even after Cal is like, look, we can both have it all. I can completely understand it. Like, you're still going to bring a ton of people here. You're going to rebuild the Jedi Order. The Empire is going to find a way. Like, I'm trying to keep my daughter safe.
And this gets like to the ending of The Last of Us, and people online are like, it's just terrible that he would do that. And I'm like, I would kill all of humanity. I would kill all of humanity for my son. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, but
not even to keep him safe, just if he asked.
And not think twice about it for my son. And so, like, I think it's completely him doing that for his like adopted daughter. I'm like, yeah, that made complete sense to me. I supported his
daughter. No, that was his biological daughter.
Yeah,
I'm talking about in Last of Us.
Oh.
I was saying The Last of Us.
I was like, wait a second. I beat Last of Us. That doesn't sound accurate.
Him not letting the Fireflies. Wait, did I just spoil The Last of Us for people? I'm sorry.
You did, but that's fine. I don't care. That game is
if you come into this podcast expecting us to go spoiler free,
we normally spoil the game that we're talking about. We don't spoil 2 other games in the course of our conversation, which we already have done.
Sorry about that.
Breaking news around.
Point is, I sympathize with Bodhi, and I understood where he was coming from. I did not see him being a Jedi, but I also thought here's the thing. He kept doing shit that I kept going, man, he is like, he would be dead. Like, no, he would not survive this. Like, he's fighting a, like, High Republic Jedi and not dying. I'm like, no, that High Republic Jedi would kill him in like 5 seconds. This is ridiculous.
That was a little less ridiculous once the twist happens.
You have to remember. So this is kind of going back into, because Disney hasn't really expanded on the High Republic a whole lot yet, but like going based on Legends, remember the Sith really weren't around in the High Republic. Like, Jedi were just as weak back then as they are now when you're talking about combat abilities and abilities in the Force, because the Sith were in hiding due to the rule of 2.
Yeah, they fought other people.
So what about High Republic is post Old Republic? Because Knights of the Old Republic have their own army and
High Republic is 200 years before Phantom Menace and Tactics.
Okay, I was thinking. Okay,
yeah, essentially the Sith are all in hiding, which is why the time frame changes. Because
like a non-powered Bode would not have been able to fight. What's his name?
So I actually had that spoiled for me somehow. I don't know how, because I try to stay away from certain things on the internet. Like, I like a lot of Watch Mojo, but it's a game I've never touched. I don't I try not to like look up stuff, and I knew that Bode was going to betray you, and I knew that he was a Jedi. I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure I've seen him with a lightsaber. Like, I recognize this guy, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, that sucks.
I got it spoiled for me that he was a traitor, but I didn't get it spoiled that he was a Force user, which I was really grateful for because by the time that came out in the game, when Cal chases him after he kills Cordova, and then him and Bode face off for the first time, Bode uses the Force and whips out a red lightsaber. I was like, oh, okay. I knew he was an asshole, but I didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
the only reason his lightsaber's red is because he took it from Dagan Gera.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Dagan Gera makes it red when he grabs it.
I didn't know if they were going with the whole the dark side makes your kyber crystal bleed.
I don't think that's true anymore.
Well, yeah, they did. So if you remember, Dagan Gera, the second he comes out of the Bacta tank, starts fiddling with his lightsaber and changes the color because Cal's like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And
so
might be bringing that because I feel like the Acolyte series kind of was like hinting at that at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, because she kills her master and Acolyte, and then it turns red.
Right. So I think
spoiler for season 2 of that show we'll never get.
Yeah, that's all right. That show was fine, but I'm okay if not giving it. It was okay. It was completely okay. It was good for a Disney Plus series, but that's really not saying a lot on their batting average.
Yeah, we're spoiling everything today we can find.
No one cares about Acolyte. Let's spoil the Book of Boba Fett next.
I don't remember what the ending of that show was. So hey,
well, I know the Mandalorian shows up and the show gets good for a couple of episodes.
Speaking of Boba Fett, you actually once you complete all the bounties, you get a cameo with him.
What?
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yes.
Is he? You fight him?
No.
No, you don't fight him. He comes and takes in the bounty for the person you are fighting, which, spoiler alert, is Cage.
Cage? Who was
the
Cage?
The person who's giving you the bounties.
Oh, the, Numoid? What the fuck are those names? Not Numoid. Fuck, I know that race. Kit Fisto's that race.
Isn't she a Twi'lek? I thought she was a Twi'lek.
No, she wasn't a Twi'lek.
No, she's not a Twi'lek.
She's a squid person.
Yes, they have a name.
Here, let me see, because I've actually got the game loaded up. I'm going to try to...
Cthulhu, the squiggles are on the back of the head instead of the front.
Where are you, Cage?
I have a lot of random Star Wars knowledge in my head, but there are certain things I just do not have. But yeah, that's really
a lot. No, yeah, I don't think you...
Well, because here's the thing. The whole plot point for her is she knows the Haxian brood is after Cal. So what does she do? She sends a bunch of bounty hunters. She sends Cal after a bunch of bounty hunters. So that way the bounty on Cal goes up. So she can claim.
Oh.
That is the most bounty hunter thing ever.
Yeah, that is.
So you fight her last, and then when you beat her, what happens?
Boba Fett comes in and takes her in. Because the same person who put the bounty on Cal put the bounty on Cage for manipulating him.
Okay, and so Boba Fett comes in, he's like, thanks for the assist, and takes her, I guess?
They are totally not friends. Like, the only reason he doesn't fight Cal is because he's not there for Cal's bounty.
But he comes in and takes the bounty after you've taken care of her, so he kind of steals it from you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but then he doesn't collect on your bounty.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to see that scene. That's
I guess
cool.
they couldn't have you, because if you fight him, you can't kill him because he has to be alive later in the series.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Whereas Cage was made just for this game.
Just for this, yeah.
I mean, even like the Inquisitors.
I wish I had done the bounty stuff because I did some of it, but mostly I just stumbled into them. I'd come back to an area and there's a random dude I've not fought before who has a boss health bar and name. There's I went back to the
definitely not Rick the door technician. You find out after the first running drop kick.
Yeah, I went back to the forest array and there was a big I thought he was a guy in a mech suit, but I think he was a droid.
Yeah, Cleo, I think is the one that was there.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Next time I play through this game, I'm gonna let Rick the door technician kill me just to let him have a win.
Yeah.
Be an achievement.
God bless him.
So I played this game on story difficulty because 2 reasons. 1, timing. And mainly timing.
No shame in the good wholesome Souls community. It's summon who you want, play how you want, just enjoy the game.
Well, I tried to play on the next difficulty, so there'd be a little bit of a challenge. But then I died on a boss, and I was like, I don't have time for this. I need to get through this game quick. And then, unfortunately, I just put it on story and played the rest of the game. I mean, sometimes it did bug me because bosses were nothing for the most part. But there were some fights near the end of the game where, I was like, okay, if I was playing on a real difficulty, this would not be simple. I can tell.
Well, I'm a Soul sicko, and I was only playing on like Jedi Knight, I think. So
Yeah, I was on Jedi Master for this playthrough. My first playthrough was Jedi Knight. I was on Jedi Master for this one just because I always like to increase my challenge. I've heard the horror stories about how brutal Grandmaster is.
yeah,
Like those fucking little miniaturized overweight turkeys will one shot you.
those things are brutal, even on Jedi
Yeah,
Knight.
they are.
And it was so fun, like when there's like a group, like there's like a bunch of stormtroopers and like two of those chickens, and I just mind controlled the chickens, and they took out like 6 stormtroopers by themselves.
Oh yeah,
I did not know you could do that.
Oh
to
yeah.
make it worse, I went through with 2 of the hardest stances in my opinion: cross guard and blaster.
Oh. So I like the blaster one. I used it a good bit. It was kind of like my third stance. I was playing. I liked that. I did, single, classic lightsaber and the Darth Maul, the staff.
In my opinion, the problem with blaster stance is you don't really get a whole lot of lightsaber maneuvers. It's all about improving your shots with your blaster.
Yeah, you do get that one really cool one that's like, there's a move in somebody has in Smash Brothers where you just like dart forward and go like real fast with the lightsaber. That was really cool.
But then, like crossguard, the timing on your defense, which is super important, is really you really have to nail it.
Yeah,
it is a cost.
I hated crossguard stance.
I didn't like it.
Oh, I love it.
I used it a little bit.
I really wanted dual sabers to be better than it was.
I agree.
I get what it was all offensive.
Is just cheating.
Dual sabers was all offense, 0 defense, all about speed. But
it's triangle ability. Or whatever it is, the top button, triangle or Y on that, where you just hold it down and you, no matter what comes at, like, unless it's a red move, it will for sure be parried and counterattacked.
Mm-hmm.
It uses force. That one was pretty cool, but I didn't use, like, I mostly the first like 3/4 of the game I played with just single lightsaber, and then the last like 1/4 of the game I mostly played with the dual blade. And the dual blade fully upgraded has some really, I ended up putting almost all my points. Well, I got a lot of points because I did a lot of, I did a ton of the like backtracking and optional stuff, but I think I fully filled in both those lightsaber stances and most of the blaster stance, and then all of the force power stuff. I filled in all the force trees.
Yeah, nice.
And then the health, and then also the survival tree. I filled in I think all of it also. But I didn't put a single point into the other 2 stances.
As long as you do a good chunk of the optional combat, by the time you end a game, you should have at least both of your stances filled out, pretty much all the force powers and all of the survival filled out. And that's kind of like where I started when I started my New Game Plus. And then by the end of it, you've just got everything filled out. And then you have like 14 extra skill points. Yeah,
it would be nice if you didn't have to equip 2 lightsaber stances at like checkpoints, and you could instead like flip between all 5. 5, all 5. But that would maybe make it too easy. It was frustrating when you would do the force tears that are just like a gauntlet of enemies, but it makes you use one stance, and if you didn't put any points in that stance, like I did a crossguard one and I had 0 points in crossguard, and that thing I was like, I can't do anything. This sucks. It was really hard.
Yeah, that does get rough.
Yeah, but I really liked, filling in like the mind control one. And so into the game, like I ran into a fight and just pick the biggest, strongest enemy in the group and mind control them.
Yeah, I started to use that a hell of a lot more at the end of the game.
Yeah, I used it a lot. It's fun.
That is a very viable strategy, especially because there are enemies that you can't mind control.
Yeah,
like droids, I'm sure.
But that's what you get the ability to hack droids for doing the bounty pucks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got it. I had that ability to hack the droid, and I only did 2 or 3 bounty bucks.
You got the ability to hack certain droids. Okay. You have to buy the abilities to upgrade to hack the other ones.
So I have a question. Did anybody else get all excited when they first saw battle droids in this game? Because I got excited when I first saw battle droids.
I definitely popped a half a pack of Rolaids in my pants.
I love it.
I really thought it was a great touch because it gives you thoughts on what happened to the droids that were scattered all over the galaxy after the end of the Clone Wars.
Well, I said on our Clone Wars on our Phantom Menace podcast, the two things I would save in a fire from Phantom Menace are Darth Maul and the battle droids, and so Yeah, I love seeing them back. They're so funny. They're very funny. I love when they would like their little banter they would have.
Yeah, I would say I would purposely not engage just so I could listen to what they were saying.
Roger,
Yeah.
Roger.
And I'll tell you, the kamikaze ones that you start to encounter a little later in the game sometimes cause me trouble. Like there's
Talking about the ones that roll towards you.
no, I'm talking about just regular battle droids, but they grab a grenade and just run at you and blow themselves up.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
And
those
there's
are a bitch.
the subterranean. There's like the subterranean caverns underneath the bar that you can't get into until you have the ability to dash through the green gates. There's a part there where you're like hopping down a bunch of like little plateaus, and there'll be like 4 of them on each little plateau run at you from different directions. And you run out of force power pretty fast, and so you can't force push them all away. And that was like, I think one of 2 places in the game that I ever actually died was on that part.
And that part where you did get the ability to go through the gates, that was awesome. When she sent you through those wormholes and you're like being chased by that giant drill thing. God damn, that was cool.
Yeah, well, I really love Marin. Like, she was one of my favorite characters in the first game, maybe my favorite like side character in the first game, and I loved her in this, and her running around and helping you with stuff. Her banter also was a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. And again, Respawn did a really good job on character development with this one, because you're dealing with a lot of established characters in, both in Marin, Seer, and even Grease, and they did a really good job in making these characters a lot more just building them out. Like, you go from Grease just being a comedic relief pilot in the first one to him actually being a kind of like a mentor figure, who's now also responsible for a shop and is always looking for, franchise opportunities.
Well, I mean, also, when the way this game
writing the jingle on Shattered Moon.
Yeah.
I mean, this game fucks with you right off the bat, where the first mission, you have a brand new team and your whole team is gone. And then by the time that mission ends on Coruscant, everybody's dead but Bode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I did not expect that they were going to kill the entire team in that first mission. I was like, damn.
Yeah, they didn't matter.
It was a great moment, too.
Yes.
Both those games are so good at intros. Like even Fallen Order, the whole scene on Braca, the junkyard planet, was just so incredible. Yes. And then Coruscant on this one, I mean, both these games hooked me from the get-go.
And you kill the Ninth Sister in the first boss fight of this game. You finally finish her off.
She comes back from because she was
killed her in the first one.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So in the first game, I remember fighting her.
No. You beat her up, but you don't kill her.
You let her go, right? Like, you spare her.
Yes.
In the first game. Yeah. And it's like hopeful that maybe she'll turn. I guess she
I mean, she turned almost into Darth Vader at that point.
Right.
She had the mechanical arm.
I mean, for the Inquisitors, there's no way out. Like, if you read the Darth Vader comic, some try to leave. Yeah, I think you can guess how that ends.
Yeah,
some try to leave, and it's just not happening.
Vader's like, that's nice. You ain't going nowhere.
When you beat her in this and you kill her, it's like you're putting down a friend. Almost when you kill her, you're like giving her. You're really. Well, it's like you're releasing.
Go that far.
Well, maybe not a friend, but it feels like it's like you're releasing her. Like he's like he says something along those lines to her when he kills her. I don't know.
You're free now, but
the first one made you kind of hopeful that she wasn't gonna turn out the way she did, and then by the second one, you're like, oh, okay, well, there's no hope for you. I'm killing you now. And she did that stupid when she jumped over the ship to go fight Cal. She did a stupid helicopter move with her saber staff. Like that doesn't work like that.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Inquisitors do that.
That's some Clone Wars shit.
Yes, it is.
That's some Clone Wars / Rebels shit right there. It's like this. This was in a cartoon for children and looked pretty cool.
But speaking of Vader, I mean, in this game, it was kind of cool because you're used to the first one where you don't have any kind of fighting chance against Vader.
Yeah, he's Jason in the first one.
Right.
Like you're just trying.
You take a swing at him and he just
drown his ass. Maybe. Yeah.
He punishes the hell out of him.
But in this one, it was kind of cool because you're like, no, I get to fight him this time. This is what
and then
I wanted.
You also don't play as Cal. You play as Seer. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, and that was like so frustrating, like because when I'm playing back as Seer, and I thought Cal was maybe actually dead, and I'm like, I had 11 freaking Estus shards, and I have 4.
But with Seer, you don't even need him. She's a powerhouse.
Oh yeah,
She really
she is really good.
She's extremely nimble, like probably even a touch more nimble than Cal. And she's definitely stronger with her single blade than Cal.
Yeah.
Yes,
Her,
and that
her single blade is more powerful than Cal's crossguard.
Yeah. And that her like special ability is really cool.
Oh, the force bubble.
The force bubble thing, and then it slams them back. It's really good in the fight against the Empire. And then if you use it against Vader, if you use it in like the first phase or maybe the second phase, it'll work. But in the later part of the thing, he will just go straight through it.
He adapts, yeah.
And I really love, like, he'll kill you in like 3 hits or he'll kill you in 1 hit one combo if he pulls the right combination. It really does feel like a Dark Souls boss fight or a Sekiro boss fight. Only it's not as hard as like as hard as one of the easier ones, but still,
it's definitely a tough fight. Like even on my second playthrough on Jedi Master, because at that point you're really kind of have an idea of what you're doing. Like it is one of those fights that it's all about timing.
Yeah, it was probably 30 attempts for me. I mean, it was like I said, it was like a real Souls fight. I
definitely think it was probably close to the 15 for me, but yeah.
Damn.
Just like a Souls game, the attempt that I beat him, I barely got hit. It was just like, oh, I know this. Yeah. It's like I'm seeing through the Matrix now. Like I struggled, and then it clicked, and I just shredded him. Like it was great. I anticipated everything. I love it. Like this is such a good game. It's just such a good game. The combat when you're fighting mooks and you just and just shredding through stormtroopers and then fighting harder enemies and then the boss fights, and that's just the combat side of it. I mean, we talked about the story, how good that is, and the exploration, the Metroidvania side of it is really good. It really does just have so many branching pathways for you to explore, so many nooks and crannies. It really does a great job.
And to be honest, I think
that's all I needed was Turgle.
No, yeah. Like I honestly think Respawn found a way, found their formula for how they should make single player games going.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to copy everything you did with Jedi Survivor. But you have a template.
Yeah.
You have a template that works.
That's why I think that most of the development time is built on, or is based on them building the scenery, because the characters are pretty much the same, the combat's the same, the movement's the same. You can tell there's a lot of reused assets here, except for the planets and the atmosphere.
That's fine.
Because it still works. It works fine. But the new planets and the new scenery are so fun to explore because they're so pretty.
They are really good in this. I liked all the planet. I mean, hell, that part where you're in fucking in the sky, that was impressive for the antenna near the end of the game. That was impressive.
That was really fun.
And we kind of touched on it earlier, but like when you were talking about when you first get the green portal ability to go through barriers, that fucking boss fight with the giant mining operation equipment.
Yes, that was so fun.
That was great.
I thought that part was so great.
And I recognize that thing.
You got to use that ability one more time, I think, when you fought Bode, because he force push you off that platform and she sucked you up into another wormhole and back up.
She come back and tackle him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But speaking of which, when you're fighting Bode and it's in the final phase, if he gets you down low enough and it'll do like a thing where it will like your screen will black out like you're gonna die, and it says given to your rage or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Happen.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can. Yep. Okay, does it give you any kind of different? Because I refused to do it, and then I beat him without it. Does it give you any kind of like special? Does it change things?
It unlocks your what's his name? It allows you to go into your slow ability with a dark side twist.
Yeah.
Oh well, no. I mean, I've done. Yeah, I know. Like in the later game, like there's a whole when you're running through
when it first gets there.
When you first go to find Bode, you're running through that Imperial base. That's when you first start.
Yeah, it does. I did it there, but I mean the final boss fight of the game.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a choice. I just always did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't think it was a choice. I figured that's
Now
where
I
the
gotta go
story
back
is
and try it
going,
again.
that it wants him to start to give into the dark side, because that's going to be more the third game. Like, one thing we hadn't talked about yet is this game takes place 5 years after the first game, and that's why you have a brand new team, because everybody went off to do their own thing, and Cal is just fighting, trying to get revenge against the Empire. And like, one of the ideas of the story, that even though he's done a lot of shit to the Empire, he's really not stopping them.
No,
Like,
he's really
his-
not.
His guerrilla warfare isn't doing much.
No. And that's, I mean, I feel like that's to be expected. Like, I mean, it can't, because, we know where the story has to go. So,
Don't spoil it.
but so I do like that touch. I do like it that he's working with Saw Gerrera too when it starts off.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Well, I mean, he was working with Saw in the first one.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
the
believe
first
when
one we actually got to Seesaw.
I am not upset that we didn't see Saw Gerrera. I have no
Neither
issue
am I.
whatsoever with that.
Yeah, I'm not upset either, especially because
Bad enough.
he's one of those characters that, they tend to overexpose him.
So
So
it didn't bother me that he wasn't in this. I was like, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Agreed.
like, he was mentioned, and that's all that was needed. Especially because then you have to, otherwise, if you bring him into the game, then you got to pay Forrest Whitaker again, and money.
Well, I mean, I just tired of Saw Gerrera in general. It has nothing to do with, I mean, that part. Like, yeah, I understand that from the business standpoint, and I'm fine. But I'm just tired of him at this point. So it didn't bother me. Like, I like it that he's mentioned and that you're working for him for one mission before you kind of go off on your own. But I'm also content that I don't have to deal with him and see him again.
Right.
I was okay with it, but it would have also been kind of nice to just not leave it in limbo at the very beginning of the
Next game.
Like maybe at the end of this game, if like he said, "Hey, missed you. Here's a bunch of ships and soldiers to help you out with whatever the hell you're doing," like something,
But Saw Gerrera's an asshole.
That's also true.
But he kind of needed to be an asshole because it's not the time for niceties.
No, I get it, but he's also an asshole to his own allies. So
Yeah, but would you rather follow somebody who knows what the hell they're doing and isn't quite the nicest person than somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, but is like, hey, we're all here for each other? No, I want the hard ass, like, this is how it's got to be done. Now get your asses out there and do it.
I mean, yes, I understand. Like, he makes sense for what they're going for, rebellion and everything like that. Yes, I've had enough of that. That character has been in so much fiction of Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
That I'm completely okay that he wasn't in this, because I've just had enough of him for now.
Yeah, for now.
I mean,
I would like a series at some point dedicated to how he kind of became the Barrett Wallace of the rebellion.
Yes, I wouldn't mind if they eventually give a rest of his story somewhere, like make a show or do something with him. I think they're done with shows, but I'm okay with that. I wouldn't argue anything against that. I just was like, I feel like in the third game, we will get a conclusion to his story, because I don't think he's going to be appreciative that Cal just did one mission for him and just kind of, or did a few and then just left, or did a few, and then all of a sudden like, no, I'm off run. Because the whole thing with this game, like the first game, you're trying to get the list of all the children that are force sensitive, so the Empire doesn't get it.
No, that was the first one.
In this, I know, but in this one, you're trying to get a compass to go to a special location that the Empire doesn't know about, so you can send Jedi and people there to be safe, which I do think is a nice touch. I do like that a lot. Because the path is mentioned Obi-Wan, but the path is also mentioned, originally was in a book, is one of the Jedi that's supposed to be, I forget his name, he's the one that ends up falling in love with Asajj Ventress and turns her to the light side.
It's also in the Fifth Republic Commando book.
Okay.
The one after Order, the last Republic Commando book, which is not called Republic Commando, it's called Imperial Commando, because it's after, and that ends with them finding the path.
That's not canon
and then that's canon anymore. Karen Travis stopped making Star Wars books because they screwed her over. I just wanted to go back real fast. I was wrong. I was misremembering. If you refuse to embrace the darkness while fighting Bode, then it just kills you.
Oh, okay.
And so you do have to do it. Yeah, I was like, I remember not doing it and then respawning, but you do have to do it to beat him, because even if you no-hit him, it still has him beat you down in the cutscene.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Which is those and some of the boss fights were a little silly, because there'd be a boss fight where I'm just clowning on this guy and he's not even touching me, and then it's like cutscene, he beats the crap out of you. It was specifically that can't remember his name. The guy they make you think is the bad guy of the game, who before Bode.
Dagan Gera.
Dagan Gera.
Yep. Yeah, Dagan Gera.
I mean, he's technically the bad guy of the game. It just turns out there's another bad guy.
Well, I thought he was the final boss, and I beat him. I was that can't be it, and then it wasn't it.
Yeah, yes.
He was just like, I mean, I felt like his like fights were just like a joke, like compared to some, compared to the Darth Vader fight or the Bode fight. The Bode fight I thought was decently hard. It wasn't hard, but it was decently hard. Most of the boss fights were like
last fight against
easy,
Dagan was really good.
Yeah, I like all that.
Good.
It was cinematic, but it wasn't. I thought it was. Yeah, but I could have played on higher difficulty too.
I know they tried, but Dagan Gera he just didn't do it for me as a villain.
Yeah, I didn't care for him at all.
I wasn't interested in his character, his look, his motives. I just didn't care.
But do you have any interest in the High Republic era?
No.
Okay, I think that plays a part in it too.
Yeah,
because they've done a lot with the High Republic, but it's all mostly in books and comic books. Like, we've only gotten one show set in the High Republic, and that is canceled and gone forever now. So, I thought it was cool that there was that type of stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know anything about the High. I looked him up. He's a brand new character for this game. I thought maybe they took somebody from the High Republic that was around and worked him in, but they did not.
No, he felt like an obvious villain from the moment you see him too. It's like, all right, so he's got gray skin and one arm. All right, well, he's going to be the bad guy.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see that coming. I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm like, how are there going to be more Jedi? But then when he pulls out the crystal, I'm like, oh, okay, I see where this is going.
But think about back when the Old Republic stuff started coming out. They came up with the best villains in all of Star Wars when they had nothing to work with.
Yes.
Because
they could
you have the Sith Triumvirate, who became some of the most popular villains in all of video game history. And then you have, the first one created one of the... You think Star Wars, and you right away think Revan. If it's not the original trilogy or the prequels, you think Revan.
Yes, that first game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I think that, but I hear what you're saying, yes.
But you see Revan, and you at least know he's from Star Wars. Same with Nihilus. I'd go as far as say Nihilus is maybe more recognizable than Revan at this point.
It depends on the circle you run with.
Yeah, who is Nihilus?
Black and white mask.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Skull mask with no.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
and you proved a perfect point for us. So thank you.
If only because of that cover. But I know y'all were saying it's like the greatest villains in Star Wars, and I'm like, well, I mean, there's the Emperor and there's Darth Vader.
But the originals.
The Emperor was not consuming entire planets. He was not human-sized galactic.
No,
Nihilus is not cool.
We're not talking about power levels here. We're talking about
storytelling,
and how recognizable they are as
recognizable. I think if you're a hardcore KOTOR head, maybe, but otherwise, I think most people do think of the original trilogy. But I hear what you're saying, or Darth Maul.
Yeah,
but I thought this guy was kind of a wet fart, and I didn't think his fights were hard. The final one was cinematic, and that was fun. But Bode actually, by the time he turns on you, you've kind of grown to care for him, and then they make him sympathetic. When you go to the ISB base, and you're in his apartment with his daughter, and I'm like, if Cal all of a sudden grabs her and puts a lightsaber to her throat, that's really putting him on a path. But he doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I thought, what if he does that?
He should.
I was like, that's going to be interesting. What's going to happen here? Is he going to try to use daughter? And when he comes in, and I don't know, I thought it was really great. I really liked the ISB commander also. I thought he was fun.
Yeah.
Where he's just sitting there kind of smugly at his desk, and they're like, well, don't you realize why Bode brought you here? He brought you here to eliminate me. It's so clear, blah, blah, blah. It was perfect. I'm glad they brought the ISB in.
Yeah, because it's one of those areas of the Empire that nobody really talks about.
I'm
saying, Andor made the ISB so iconic. I feel like
were they around before that?
But Andor came out after this game, didn't it?
No, Andor season 1 was already out. Season 2 came out after this game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, look at all the Star Wars movies and lore that we have, and the shows leading up to 23, up to 22. The ISB was only mentioned; it was never really shown.
I didn't even know who they were until Andor.
Right. Well, I mean, I knew who they were because of the Star Wars collectible card game.
Yeah, it was
the Decipher game.
Yes.
Yeah, I was curious, when was their first appearance, and it's in the Star Wars RPG Adventure Rebel Breakout.
Yeah, and then they were mentioned quite a bit in the Star Wars collectible card game. Yeah. Which started off in 97 and ran until I think it was 2002.
Some people still play it.
Yeah. I would love
know
to
a
get my hands
guy
on some.
who goes to tournaments still. He actually, Kendall, who's on this podcast for some of my Star Wars content, I actually met him in person twice when he came up here for 2 different tournaments.
Yeah.
Is
So it was
Star
mentioned
Wars
a lot in this.
Oh, go ahead. Is Star Wars the role playing game the one that's based on like no, that's not. I would say I played the Star Wars that's based on D&D 3.5, but that's not
That was
1987.
that was the Roll20
No.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I played that in college, but
Yeah, I mean, and that was a good system, but it suffered from a lot of the same problems as 3.5 did, in that you had like the power delta was just insane.
Yeah. But so that's cool. So the ISB's been around since the 80s. Because I kind of thought the ISB was first introduced by, if it wasn't, at least for most people, I think Rogue One is when we first saw.
Okay, you're right. I forgot.
Like deep in the extended universe stuff, and I've read 35 Star Wars books, and but none of them ever mention the ISB. But I'm sure they're in some of those books too.
Yeah, if they've been around that long, I'm sure they pop up in other stuff too.
Right, and it would only make sense that they would have a security bureau, but like it's always been more of a shadowy organization.
Yeah,
the whole Empire is.
Well, Cal even mentions,
right, but it's not the face of the Empire, but the amount of damage that they can do was insane.
There's one really line in here that I really like with the Senate, like in the first mission when you're going after that senator, and he makes a comment. He's like, well, "Look what you're doing to your people." He's like, "This is the only way to keep them alive with the Empire," and I did like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you're still fucking over your people.
Yeah.
Right.
But
right,
I mean, there was always corruption.
Well, I mean, especially because his race was part of the banking clan that was in the whole. Or no, that was just from Utapau.
No, he's not. Yes, he's not the banking clan, but yeah, no, it makes sense because they were. What's that? Utapau wasn't part of the Separatists or the
Republic. But
yeah, I couldn't think of the name.
One of those. Yeah, it was one of those instances. Okay, well, they finally Utapau did kind of screw over the Trade Federation, so it's one of those things that they're not human, so therefore the Empire has no love for them.
The Empires are all racist Nazis.
Yeah.
Hot takes only here.
It's true. Nobody. I mean, we have talked about enough Star Wars movies on this podcast. There are they make sure you know. I mean, they're called stormtroopers for God's sakes. Like,
right?
Where did that come from in history?
Here's the thing. Look at every single member of the Empire. Thrawn is the exception to the rule. Thrawn being a Chiss is the exception to the rule when it comes to the Empire.
Yes. Yeah. He's like the only one. And if you read the book, hey, there's also an episode about that first comic on here. They talk about how they don't want to promote him because he's not human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all the other high command officers resent him and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love Thrawn.
I think Admiral Dela is a similar example of that. Like she's
I don't know who that is.
Grand Admiral Dela. She's the antagonist of the Jedi Academy trilogy. She eventually becomes.
I don't know.
In the post-Imperial Civil War, she becomes the consul of Coruscant under the New Republic.
I've never played those games, unfortunately.
Oh no, I'm talking about the
the books.
The books, the Kevin J. Anderson books.
I've never read the books.
She's the only female Grand Admiral.
Okay.
And kind of a similar thing.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't read those books either, so.
They're not good. Most like that's the thing is most Star Wars books, it's hit or miss. They were good to me when I was 12. That was going back. Kevin J. Anderson is not a great writer, I don't think, but that's where we get a lot of stuff like Kyle Katarn.
Oh, okay.
Is introduced in those books.
Yes, a lot of people know that name if they're into Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
Forces and all that. I need to play those rest of those games someday.
Those were great games.
I only played the first one on this podcast, episode 10 or so or 11. It's really early.
Let's all go play Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight.
I want to. I actually got that game for free again. I already own it on Steam, but I got it for free for GOG from Prime.
Where killing astromech droids pushes your dark side meter up.
Hey, you can kill astromech droids in this too.
Yeah. I was like, I wonder if I could kill this thing, and I just chopped its ass in half. I was like, oh Jesus!
I destroyed everything I could.
It's like a soul. They have a personality. They have a soul, or do they?
I do like the fact that they really push in the story about him kind of almost starting to have to embrace the dark side to win. I look forward to seeing where this story goes in the last part, because at the end of this trilogy they have to put him away.
Yeah,
somehow.
they can't write themselves into a corner here.
No,
Yeah.
he's got to be put away. He's got to be put in a box and put away.
Let him be the villain.
Well, I don't know about that. Like, because you do have the ability to expand on him into the cinematic universe at some point too.
But you have to put him away while Luke is around and Rebels happens because he's not in those. Why is he not there?
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's on Tantalor. He gets stranded on Tantalor.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Right, and that's kind of how they can put him away and still keep him able to be utilized.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that too. You just have to make sure that you do you just can. You've got to do something with this character.
I mean, that or you make an Elseworlds thing and just say, okay, we're not doing the canon anymore. Like these. Yeah, I know, but
I mean, we have Elseworld stuff and we have Star Wars Visions, but that's as far as I think Disney is going to let it go. Like this game you would have had to do it early on and be like, yeah, this is its own thing. And one of the points of this series is that it's all part of the canon.
Yeah,
right.
They can't do that.
Right, and then that's the thing. Like, I don't think they want games coming out that are not canon. So
yeah,
not right now.
I'd be fine with it if they just said it wasn't. Honestly, in fact, I'd kind of prefer it because I kind of feel like the more they do, they're just gonna, unless they just do some old Republic stuff.
Yeah,
because they could do old Republic stuff all the live long day, and then we don't have to worry about them writing themselves into a deeper and deeper, like, ridiculous corner.
Or just do more High Republic also. Like, there's a lot of High Republic storyline. Like, every so often I get in these weird moods, and I go down a Star Wars rabbit hole on YouTube where I have watched 3 or 4 hour long episodes that just talk about all the canon of Star Wars. I have done this more than once. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, and most of it really all connects pretty well, surprisingly. Like, if you ever go down that rabbit hole on YouTube, there's some really interesting stuff to watch.
Oh, yeah.
But it is really smart of them to, go a few hundred or even a few thousand years back in the past. There's enough time there. They can have some wiggle room to play with whatever they want, but kind of keep the spirit of that universe. Whereas
since they're not doing anything
something like this is only a couple of decades. If they want to keep this canon, it has to be written in a way that connects to the original trilogy,
but also put away from the original. Like,
right.
They do a good job with it so far. Like, Seer fights Vader, and then Seer gets killed, so they put her character's gone.
Yeah.
You have to get rid of Jedi. Like Dagan Gera, they kill him in this. I mean, he is the villain, but they knew they had to put him away. They put, they get rid of him. Like, you have to, you kill Bode at the end of this game. Like, they have to get rid of Force wielders.
Yeah, I would be completely okay with
bounty hunter game.
I'd be completely okay with Cal dying at the end of the third one, as long as that was meaningful.
Yeah.
I kind of wouldn't be mad about that either, just because, like,
Same.
But again, it gives you the ability, like, keeping him alive does give you the ability to bring him into some of the newer stuff that's post Return of the Jedi, but not quite, the things that they've already got mapped out.
Yeah, but games specifically, they're never gonna put him in like the movie other than.
I wonder if we're gonna get a movie again at the rate they're going.
I mean, I kind of am like, it's this Star Wars is my favorite thing, and I just kind of wish they'd drop it, honestly. Because I don't feel like, other than Andor, I don't feel like Disney's really been.
What about that Rise of Skywalker movie? Come on now, we loved it when we all reviewed it.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue One and Andor, and otherwise, I don't really think I trust Disney very much with Star Wars, honestly.
No, at this point, there's been more poorly conceived Star Wars movies than good ones.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. Maybe with Kathleen Kennedy stepping down, like they're putting Dave Filoni in charge from the sounds of it, and that could actually be worthwhile.
We'll see, because hasn't he been in charge of the Marvel shows? Because
no, he's all Star Wars.
That was what Kevin Feige, Dave Filoni's all Star Wars.
That's right.
And he's done a decent job. I mean, he was Clone Wars Rebels, and then he got in charge of Ahsoka. I don't remember if he was in charge of. I think he was in charge of Mandalorian, but maybe that was someone else for the first.
You're right. There's been some. I did like Mandalorian. That's true, and Ahsoka wasn't too bad. I liked him. I mostly liked it.
Yeah, Jon Favreau was in charge of Mandalorian, and so like if they gave the reins to him, I would not be mad.
Yeah, me either. Like, I like to see like a super, like a fan. Like let Patton Oswalt be in charge of Sar Wars.
Yes, I would watch the shit out of that.
I would watch the shit out of whatever he puts together.
Let him star in it too.
I have to say, like, we did. I think I'm being too negative. Like, I did at the time that I watched it. I enjoyed even that the Goonies show they made.
Skeleton Crew. Yeah, like it was for babies, but as a Star Wars for Babies show goes, it was good. I want another season really bad. Absolutely. I really like Skeleton Crew.
Oh,
I
I don't
get more
want it. I
excited
don't
for
want it this
something
season.
Star Wars related that's not part of the Skywalker saga, not part
Yes,
of the
exactly.
Empire. They need to move away from that. The story's been told, all the side stories. It's just like you've got thousands of years of lore here to explore, and then you can even go beyond that. Let's move past the Galactic Empire. Let's go on to something else.
Yeah, I'd love to
there's
see.
still even stories that can be told in the Galactic Empire. Just keep it away from the basis, like you just keep it away from the basis of the Skywalker saga.
Right.
Yeah, well, there's like a series of books that I think are canon. They're not part of the Legends. They're like the Legacy of the Force, I think, and it's like no, no, it's not canon. There's no way. But I'd like to see some more stuff in that where Luke is like in his like 60s or 70s, and or he might be in his 50s. I don't know. It's like 20, 30 years after the original trilogy. And he and his son are like going outside the known galaxy. And the Sith, like there's like planet of Sith from the ancient Sith Empire. They've been living in isolation this whole time and become aware of the Republic.
Okay.
And that's where I was saying Admiral Dela becomes like consul of the she's like the leader of the old empire, and she comes
that's what you're talking
like
about.
co-leader of the Republic alongside Leia. Like she and Leia become like co-leaders of the Republic. It's interesting stuff. I didn't ever finish the series, but it's interesting stuff. Some stuff in there I could be okay with, like let's see what's happening 50 years after. Well, I guess that's what the sequel trilogy was, but
how'd that work out?
Let's see what's happening like a little bit after that. And anyway, I don't know.
We're supposed to get a movie with that for Rey, but
like I'd love to see this team make a bounty hunter game.
Oh,
yeah.
Make a Boba Fett game. Like I really liked the bounty hunter for the GameCube. For when it came out, or GameCube and PS2 that we did on the show.
Yes,
the Star Wars.
One of your first episodes, I think.
Yeah, where you play as Jango Fett. That's actually like for when it came out. That's a great game. And I think we are getting a Star Wars bounty hunter game coming out soon, but not by Respawn.
No, they're busy.
If I'm not mistaken, that was the one that was supposed to be coming out by Ubisoft.
Oh,
that
right.
got canceled.
Oh, yeah. Ubisoft is that's a whole nother thing.
But that's the thing about Star Wars now is Star Wars is so big, it's no longer attached to its characters. It can go off and do its own thing, and it's gonna sell.
Right.
It doesn't even matter if there's Jedi in it at this point. It can just be in the Star Wars.
Jedi, actually.
Right, yeah. A lot of people do. And it just because it says Star Wars, it's gonna sell and sell and sell. They just need to break away from that mold. They need to break away from the Darth Vaders and the Luke Skywalkers and the Reys and all this. Like, just go off and do your own thing. Just get creative with it, because you have unlimited potential to tell any story you want to in this universe.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's one of the reasons I do love Tal as a character, is that it's a different story.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different character in the universe that is telling his own story, that has his own motives. And like, you do have that cross connection where you have like Boba Fett making a cameo in the second game and stuff like that. Saw Gerrera.
Cool.
But he's still like, it's his own story.
Yes, it doesn't like this game. One thing that also made me happy is that the first game you fight a lot of the Empire. Here you fight a lot of other things. Like you had the battle droids that we've talked about. You have the Bedouin Raiders that we have not talked about. You have the Haxing Brute. Like you have so much other stuff going on that I think makes this game really cool. And I mean, and like we talked about, like the whole, like you have the ability to use like the hook shock thing that you get throughout this game, and damn, do they make traversal fun and challenging, and they change it up as the game progresses. It really does change a lot. Like there was some impressive stuff that I had to do, and I was like, damn, I did this. I'm proud of myself. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you've done your 5th consecutive wall run without touching the ground, and then air dashed and double jumped and jumped through the green door thing, and then you can air dash again, like, damn, I've been in the air this whole time.
Yeah, you get really good.
Right.
And it's fun. Like, it is really good. Like, I really enjoyed this game. I was just in a time crunch, and that's not the game's fault. That's me. Which I wasn't able to enjoy as much as I would have liked to, but I still had a great time, even while I was crunching.
Yeah. It's definitely a fun time no matter what you're doing. Like, it's definitely not one of those games where you can come home from work and just be like, you know what, I just want to kill some shit with a lightsaber and just go on a murder spree, because the game will punish you for that, as the Souls like.
Oh, God, yes.
Like, but it's definitely one of those games where if you say, I want to be a Jedi, you can be a Jedi.
Go play something else. So, Kerry, is this kind of like Sekiro? I've never played Sekiro.
Yeah,
I just know of it.
Well, it's much easier, right?
Yeah, I figured that.
But specifically, the combat system in Sekiro is based around basically two principles. You have parrying, and then you have stance. Your stance meter, right?
Yes.
And you have a stance meter, and enemies have a stance meter. And if you just are swinging on somebody and just hitting, and they're parrying you, then your stance meter is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, or smaller, whichever one it is, and that makes you vulnerable. The difference is that in Sekiro, when your stance meter gets to a certain point, when they hit you, it just will kill you, and vice versa. And enemies will have multiple health bars, I guess. They have little dots above them. Most enemies only have the single, so you can't just run through and plow through people, just like the stormtroopers with the batons, right? You can't just run at them and just swing all through them. They're going to start to parry you, and then when they get off a parry, they get a chance to counterattack you and do damage to you. So it's like that. It's that similar thing, and then of course it's got the Souls standard of you've got your bonfires that reset all your enemies and reset your health and all your consumables. And it's got the Estus flask in Sekiro. It's something else, but you've got a little jar of health, though you only get I think fully upgraded in Sekiro, you can heal 3 times of it.
Okay.
So it's not as forgiving as that. But Sekiro is a Souls-like. It's the furthest from any of the Dark Souls games. And then this is most like Sekiro, except again, Sekiro is easily the hardest game I've ever played.
Yeah, there was a friend of mine.
I've heard that.
It makes all the Souls games look downright easy. It makes Elden Ring look easy, all those games. So
that I used to work with.
Sorry, go ahead.
That I used to work with, and someone who was playing Sekiro, he's like, no, you don't play Sekiro. What you do is you play Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, then you play Sekiro.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Imagine how much more in-depth the combat could have been in this game, though, had they implemented the 7 lightsaber stances along with the saber path and the dual sabers. That would have been make it so it's not required, but it's something you can dive into if you want, and that would have made the combat so much better.
Well, yeah, that is something that shares Sekiro also. As Sekiro, its skill tree gives you these special abilities, some of the ones you have in this, some of the sword stance fighting stuff. That's something in Sekiro also, but Sekiro doesn't have the different stances. And then of course a big difference in that is that you don't, I guess the way it's like this, you don't ever level up. And this is the way you do in Souls games. Sekiro, same thing. You don't have stats. You never level up, but you get skill points that you can put into a tree to get new abilities. But you could also play the whole game without ever putting a point in anything, pretty much.
And that is true of this game. You can totally play the game without putting a point into anything.
Exactly. It would be really hard to be able to challenge things.
No, but yeah, you're gonna hate your fucking life, but you don't have to level up any of your stuff.
Yeah, there's in Sekiro there might be one. I think there's one skill that I think you would have to be part of the story, but that's it. And I guess that's similar to this. There's certain stances you have to get, but you really wouldn't have to ever actually put any points in anything. So it's got a lot of similarities to Sekiro, just more accessible because Sekiro right from the start, just the standard dude with a katana will kill you in 2 hits. So it's much harder, but yeah, it's like that, and I like it because, that's the thing in the Souls community is there is kind of a toxic element of, just get good. And they don't want there to ever be any difficulty settings or anything like that because they don't want it to be accessible. They want it to be like a badge of honor that you've done this. But I don't know. I think that this game proves that you can have a game like that and also have difficulty settings so that it's more accessible to more people. And if you want to play it on Grandmaster, then you can do that. And
I don't see easier difficulties watering that down. I don't either. I don't have that mentality.
I'm a huge Souls fan, and I'm completely fine. I would be completely fine with them adding difficulty. Maybe make it to where you can't do multiplayer unless you're at a certain difficulty. But otherwise, I don't see the problem. But all right, I think this kind of proves
your difficulty. If you're going to add difficulty to a Souls game, lock your character to that difficulty.
Yeah,
in the sense that way you can't join multiplayer with a person who's on a lower difficulty.
Yeah, like playing hardcore in Diablo 2, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking Diablo as well. That's where my mind went.
Yeah, same deal.
Fuck hardcore in Diablo 2.
I mean, hardcore Diablo 2 is kind of where it's at.
Yeah. That's once you've played Diablo 2 to death, that's when you start just making hardcore characters and seeing how far you can get. Same thing with Diablo 4, 3. They both had it.
Never.
Yeah,
played
exactly. And
Diablo 3 or 4.
Yeah, I could talk about Souls games. This is my favorite series of games, but yes, to answer
kind
it,
of going back to the lightsaber stances, though, that would have been that might actually be something to add into 3. Like because everybody's like, okay, well, what kind of lightsabers do they add? Fuck it, you don't have to add any lightsabers. Add in the stances.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
Allow yourself to be customizable.
Yeah, because I thought the crossguard stance was just kind of dumb.
It was only in there for the sequel trilogy. It
was in there because they were trying to think of what's a 5th lightsaber we can add to this. We've done, and it's dumb because why would adding 2 little blades to the side make it heavy? Why does it make your lightsaber heavy like you're wielding the dark saber? And also, why would it decrease your defense having something that protects your hands? Like, it's just stupid. And it's because
it is stupid.
Really, from the beginning, lightsabers, the blade doesn't weigh anything, but the people that are in the movies have a big wooden dowel rod stuck in it, starting with Empire, right? So they're going to swing them around like a katana, but also because George Lucas was copying the Hidden Fortress. Like, so yeah. And so we have to suspend disbelief a little bit. I get it. But it just, when I got, now it's like a big heavy 2-hander. I'm like, no.
Doesn't make it a Claymore.
It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's the same lightsaber you've been using the whole time. You flipped a switch.
Well, no, because like if you actually pay attention, there's attachments and stuff like that Cal puts on it based on the stance. Like the
that's true.
blade stance is literally just him taking his lightsaber and putting an extra cap on the end. You know, like completing a turn. So like it could be that lightsaber hilts are actually pretty heavy because of the crystal.
Not that heavy.
You know what I mean?
I guess not that heavy, no. But I do get. I think the stances would be a better way to go. But like I always liked, like one of my favorite things in the Phantom Menace is when he fights Darth Maul. When Qui-Gon fights Darth Maul on Tatooine briefly, and he's got a big double lightsaber, but we haven't seen it yet. And he's using it just like he's only using one side of it. And he's
you're just like, that is a really long lightsaber hilt.
Yeah, it's like he's got a really long lightsaber hilt. And I remember, like, we had not seen, they did not spoil that. I went into that movie in 1997, 98, whatever it was, 99?
97.
Yeah, I went into that movie, like, fully, like, shocked when Duel of the Fates happened and that second blade came out. I'm like, oh, holy shit. And but that's basically what is Darth Maul doing. He's got 2 different stances he fights with. He's got his staff fighting stance and his katana stance, right?
Well, each of the 7 lightsaber forms actually they have corresponding maneuvers and such for the different types of lightsabers.
Yeah, and this is and all that stuff is in like KOTOR and all that, and aside from being in the Legends books. So I think they could do that rather than have you unlock. Oh, now I don't know. I guess really that is kind of what they're doing. But I feel like it would have been nice to be able to switch between.
That's something you could switch on the fly. And even if you notice, like even Seer had a much different way of fighting than Cal. I mean, she was ultimately, her lightsaber was stronger, but I mean, that was just for game purposes because it was a short part of the game that you just had to get through. But she had different combat animations, and it was akin to a different style entirely.
It was, yeah. I like it.
Nice. It's like she almost used. It's like she almost used the same stances, almost like Yoda, because she had a lot of maneuvers that were put into it. Like there was a lot of movement in her body. Whereas you look at Cal, and it's like he mainly uses like the same style as like Obi-Wan in Episode 1, where it's a very basic defensive stance. So I would definitely like to see, like in Game 3, go into the lightsaber stances, and then you can actually sit there and switch Cal from Form 2 to Form 5.
Right,
where he's
on
a little more aggressive.
That would be great.
A good video game thing, too, to add. Make the game
Episode 1 was 1999.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I was in 8th grade at the time.
Yeah, that was my first show I was working at.
Don't worry, someone was screaming at their podcast device just now.
It's 1999. Yeah, March 3rd. I think. No,
Yeah.
no.
I was like,
March.
97 seems kind of early, but I don't remember, nor do I care enough to check, so I wasn't going to argue.
Oh, it was May. It was May. Yeah, because I was.
Either
Yeah, I
way,
remember.
it was a long time ago on this
Yes.
world.
Yes.
Yes. It was a much different world back then, too.
Oh yeah, right.
Free
We would
9
never have dreamed
and
of this
but hope.
we would never have dreamed of a game like Jedi Survivor coming.
No. Oh God, no. In 1999. 1999. I mean, I have to say we had Dark Forces 2 in 1999, and that was like mind blowing that your choices actually changed the game in that kind of way, like unheard of almost.
Yeah,
I really need to play that
But
someday.
yeah, the lightsaber combat in that is rudimentary, to say the least.
very rudimentary.
I remember hearing about that when Jedi Academy came out, that you can go dark side, and then I played it and then realized, well, yeah, you can go at the very end of the game, you can choose to go dark side, and then you have to fight pretty much everyone. There's really no reason to do it.
No, Dark Forces 2, yeah, you can. It's super it's so complex for a game from like 1997, 1996, whatever it was.
But that was the benefit of being on PC, is that, you know, like when it first came out, because you could have all that storage space. Like back then, you weren't storing games on consoles; you were storing them on a disc.
Yeah.
So I mentioned this in the very beginning, but now I have to ask, what color is Cal's lightsaber?
Blue for me.
It's party. It's the party lightsaber.
Always blue.
The party saber.
Yes. So for those that don't know, when you play on a new game plus, you get a new lightsaber crystal. It's called the party crystal, where every time you ignite Cal, I'm not joking. When you ignite Cal's lightsaber, it becomes a whole different. It becomes a different color.
It changes every time you strike, too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Every time you swing it, it changes to a different color.
Oh, okay. No, that's correct answer then. Yeah.
That's canon.
Amazing.
I thought you were just joking.
Right. No, I wasn't joking.
The first two.
That's the saber I've been playing with on this difficulty, is the party saber, because to me, Cal doesn't have a definitive lightsaber color. Definitive lightsaber colors went the way of the dodo when the Jedi Order became extinct.
They didn't have a meaning to them at that point.
Definitely,
They used to have like
I was just saying what I played with most of the game.
Yeah, no, it was like
I'm watching a YouTube short of the party saber. This is awesome. that is so cool.
I always just play blue because to me that's what he should have, because he's not a Jedi Knight. He didn't finish his training. He got killed. You know, his master got murdered in the Clone Wars, and so. But to me, it's just blue. But that's also me as a. I don't like all the different colors of lightsabers. I like blue and green because that's what I first saw.
Yeah.
Well, then you must think that Samuel L. Jackson was the one that bucked the trend.
Oh, I'm okay with that. I don't care. I mean, just for the character, if I'm given a choice, I'm going blue or green. I have no concern. Like, it doesn't bother me other characters have stuff. It just, if you give me a choice, I'm going blue or green. I have no problem. Like, if they want to make a game with Mace Windu and I get a purple, I'm fine with that. Like,
99% of the time, I'm
Windu having a purple lightsaber actually made sense. You know, as somebody who who toes the line of the dark side, which is actually shown in his own lightsaber form that he created, it's, you know, like, it's that hybrid between blue and red, so you got that purple. So it actually made sense for him to have a purple, but it all came about because he didn't want blue or green, he wanted purple.
Yes, I know.
Right.
I really hope someday they do something with that character again in Star Wars and be like, is he dead? Did he survive? Like, I want something still.
He's dead. He's dead.
He's dead, but I'd be okay with seeing him come back.
Well, I would love to see some earlier stuff, but like, in my mind, he is dead, because at the end, like, there's no way he's surviving that fall. And then if he is alive, he's one of the most powerful Jedi of that era. If he is alive, where is he, and why is he not influencing the events of episodes 4 through 9?
Like, that's the whole problem with any game set in this era with a Jedi. But I think that what you could do is actually make a game like this where you play as Mace Windu and make it a prequel.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Young Mace Windu.
Like, it's his time before he became the Grandmaster of the Jedi. You know?
I mean, they have one short in Tales of Jedi that talks about Mace Windu before, maybe one or two shorts. But, like, yeah, you could definitely do more with this story, and I'd be completely happy.
And that Tales of the Jedi is really good. That specifically, the Mace Windu one is two. There's two of them, where it's him and Count Dooku, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah, so like I don't want them to expand on anything during this time frame. I want them to expand on his earlier years.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either.
You can keep doing prequels, but I think we got to shut down the Galactic Civil War stuff other than Andor. And Andor is shut down too, and I think they did a good job with that. So
yeah, we're never getting any more of that. That's fine.
It is time to
That's
it's
fine.
time to move on from this era. And not even they don't even have to go back or forward too much farther if they don't want to. There's still a lot of story to be told. But yeah,
take a look at what happened with all the novels. And the fact that, like, you had the Uzan Vong in the expanded universe. Like, you could do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then that made Palpatine seem less like a dick because he was trying to prepare for this force that he knew was going to fuck everybody up.
Yeah, I didn't like that part of the story, but yeah, the Uzan Vong are pretty cool. They up the ante really well.
Mm-hmm. So, like, it becomes one of those things where they have a lot of stories they can tell post New Republic and pre Current Republic. So, and that's before even getting into the Old Republic and the New Republic and the Ancient Republic. Like, you could go back to the original formation of the Sith and tell that story.
Didn't the Old Republic game do that, sort of? Or no?
No.
Okay. I've never messed with that MMO. I just know it exists.
Yeah, no, there was, like, I'm talking about, like, the original 12
I know.
Sith.
Okay, yeah.
The Dark Jedi that were exiled to Sith territory.
Yeah, you were going farther back than I was thinking of.
Yeah. Like, they could totally tell that.
I guess the only thing that if they were going to go, back to a prequel, but not too far back, I would be interested to see a Plagueis movie. That book was really good. The characters, I don't know. I just always been interested in that character. And, like, it'd be kind of interesting to see a young Palpatine, but not make the movie about Palpatine. Make it about Plagueis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have the book. And so, like, there's actually a YouTube channel. I don't remember exactly what the name of it is. It's essentially, they're making a machinima of that book.
Okay, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, they did the first 2 episodes. I'm waiting for the 3rd episode to come out. It's actually really good. I don't like the guy that they got to do the voice for Palpatine, but, that's whatever. I'm not paying them, so I don't get a say in it.
No, you're a Star Wars fan. You get a say in everything Star Wars. Isn't that how that's how it usually goes, isn't it?
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
You get to say it everything. I mean, hey, it worked for Rise of Skywalker and Last Jedi, for the record. Yeah. That's how we ended up with that shit.
Don't get me started on that.
All right, anything else to say about Jedi Survivor that we haven't said yet? We've done pretty good.
I mean, it hands down is one of the best Star Wars games ever. The other thing I would definitely like to see that I was kind of sad we didn't get in this one is Starship combat.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that they were going to
actually being able to fight through in starships.
I want to see what the Mantis is capable of.
I said this in the Fallen Order podcast. I'm going to say it. It is the stupidest fucking design for a ship.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It is weird.
It is the stupidest design for a ship. No, it does not. Okay. Number one, you don't need a fin that is bigger than the main hull of your ship. Okay. Like, you don't need that.
It's a giant rain scoop.
Screams Mantis. Okay.
And in the last scene of the game, or one of the last scenes when they're finally getting to Tanalorr, they're taking like this weird wormhole that they didn't know existed. That fin is going clockwise and counterclockwise. That thing is going fucking nuts, and you're like, what is it doing? Why is it move? What's the point of this fin?
Right. There's no point. It's counterbalancing. No, in space, there's no need to counterbalance.
No, agreed.
It is the stupidest design for a ship. It really is. It's kind of like the S-foils on the Arc 170s in Episode 3. The S-foils provide no function.
It's the equivalent of hanging balls on the back of your pickup truck.
Giant thing.
Right. Except in this case, you could make the point that hanging balls on the back of your pickup truck looks cool or something. There is no case to be made for the giant fucking fin on the Mantis. Okay, there is no case compensating.
I thought of one thing about the game we really didn't talk about almost at all. That's kind of a big part of it, which is that you have a hub that you're building up in this game.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
know. I'm a big fan of like a base that I get to build upon. Like I'm real psyched for Octopath Traveler 0 because I'm going to get to build a village and customize it. You don't really get to customize this one too much. Say what?
Have you played Suikoden?
A little, yeah. So I know
base of those games.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of being able to like have a base and customize it. You don't get to customize on that. All you get to customize is the garden.
Yeah, you just recruit people.
But yeah, you're recruiting people and it's building up the town and be there. Opens up new item shops, new games. Like you get the battle chests that you can play, which the final reward for a haircut, or
Yep.
it's a haircut or a pair of pants or something.
I'm definitely excited to see how they expand on that in the third game, because like I would love to be able to build Pyloon Saloon Tanalorr. Let's go.
Yeah, you gotta think the whole idea.
Oh, go ahead.
The whole idea of this game was to find a base world to create a new Jedi Order or keep people safe from the Empire. So make Tanalorr your big base, like make it defensible, make it customizable. That would be incredible in a game like this.
Right.
Yeah, a whole new side game to it, basically, where you're building out this outpost, and you got to, like orbital defense cannons and all sorts of stuff for it. Yeah, that could be really cool.
It really could.
It gets attacked, and you've got to defend it and stuff.
The biggest issue games run into when they implement a system like that, though, is that there's a balance between making it fun and making it feel like maintenance. If it starts to feel like maintenance, then I don't want it.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to have to sit there and attend to it every time I fucking play the game. Allow me to be able to mess around with it when I want to.
Yeah, I think a game that does something similar in a really good way, and it's not a flawless game by any stretch, is the Bethesda Starfield with the building your ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if you've played that, the ship is kind of your base to an extent. You build, you might build a ship where you put like a science bay in it, and now you've got you've got a place that you can craft, like eventually you can build like really big ships, and you can have like a crew, and you have like companions that have like this companion that can go around with you on the game as your Skyrim companion. This companion specifically likes to work in science labs, and so you build a science lab on the ship, and they can assign them to the science, and they're like crafting stuff for you and stuff. And so it's and then you can customize it to an insane degree, but you can also just buy a ship and play with that, and you don't have to do any customization at all if you don't want to.
Right, that'd be cool.
Make it optional.
Yeah, make it, or at least make it something you don't have to spend a lot of time on if it's not your. But yeah, I thought that was fun. It got a little, sometimes it was just like, hey, it's an NPC. I bet I'm going to go, you should go to Pylon's Saloon. Check it out. I bet you should go live there. Like, and that's every time you meet a new NPC, pretty much. It's like, I'm going to invite them to go live at the place. I love the fisherman dude. And he would be in the most remote, dangerous places. Like one time he was fishing in like a deadly, like that deadly black swamp that kills you in like 10 seconds. And he just dives into the mud. But he comments on it. He's like, you say like, hey, is this actually safe here? Oh, no, it's all good. And he jumps down there and brings back like an algae or something. Makes sense for it to be there. I remember when I first when I first got the fish tank, it was like super dirty and there's no fish in it. And I'm like, well, what do I do about this? And then I just didn't run across him for like 10 hours. And I was backtracking, and he's everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And I remember this from my first playthrough, but there was like a mini game in the saloon. What was that? It wasn't a card game, but it's
battle chess. It's the battle chess. Yeah, and it's what's really cool about it is your units in it are based on when you let BD1 scan enemies after you kill them.
Yep.
And that's how you get new units for that game. It's really neat. So my advice is my advice to someone playing the game for the first time is don't bother playing the battle chess till you're kind of late in the game, because the maybe even just like second tier of opponents are just going to destroy you unless you have better units.
Yeah. I remember liking that on my first playthrough.
You get to play at. But like, or 6 people you get to play against, but the units that you need, that you go against, they will mess you up unless you have some of the more advanced stuff. And it's not even about them being stronger. It's about the tactics that unit itself uses.
Yes, the tactics are really like that. Was like there's one where they had missile launcher guys, and I just put like 4 of those chickens in, and they just ran and like knocked those missile launcher guys off the map. Because the missile launcher guys will always put them in the back right against the edge, and they can get ringed out and they die. And the little chicken guys would just run straight at them and just knock them off the map.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great stuff.
But you don't want to put them against an AT-AT.
Oh, right, exactly.
Or an AT-ST.
Yeah.
Well, like it's definitely one of those things where it's well worth playing it because some of the rewards you get are pretty good. Like you get a perk point, I think, in one of them.
Yeah,
as one of the rewards.
Yeah, you get some. You get a couple of cool. You get a cool lightsaber finish that's Imperial colors.
Yep.
It's Imperial plastoid. And so I can make like I made like a real like red and white shiny plastoid lightsaber that I used for a good chunk of the game. And I made my BD1 the same. Once I unlocked his, you have to unlock his differently, but I made him look like a Super Famicom, and it was pretty cool. But I was gonna say, the very last person that you fight in the battle chest, the reward is I think it's a pair of pants or it's a haircut. I think it's a haircut.
Yeah.
I
So
think
let's
they
see.
just forgot.
So you first unlock Turgle, you get a Priorite Shard. Grease, you get the pilot's jacket. Tulak, you get a it looks like it's a color scheme. Marin, you get a Jedi scroll. Cage, you get a bounty puck. Gooba, you get a haircut. T1N8, you get a
Perk slot, right?
name? No. T1N8 it's a data disk to turn in.
Oh, okay. I know it's perk related.
Yeah, Thule. I don't remember what I can't tell what you get from Thule. So
yeah, it was the haircut one I was thinking of. So it wasn't the last one. It was the one I left because I was like, I don't care about the stupid haircuts. But I did all the others. Yeah, it's fun. I enjoyed the battle chests actually. Once again,
Thule gives you a skill point.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I like the just the fact that it ties into the game, the gameplay, the core gameplay. That every time you beat a new enemy, BD1 wants to scan it. And you should always let him scan anything because you get experience whenever he scans things. But then you're also getting the secondary reward for it by it increasing your battle chest, which it doesn't tell you until you actually go up there and play it. And so you might not wander up to the third floor to play it or the second floor to play it, and unless you just happen to be doing it. I did not finish unlocking the garden. Oh, go ahead.
I did. There's nothing really impressive about finishing unlocking the garden. That is where Boat's daughter hangs out once you beat the game. Because she's got a green thumb.
Okay.
But kind of going back to Scuba Stev, once you collect all the fish, he'll go to any of the other spots. He'll go back to random spots. He doesn't hang out by the fish tank anymore.
Oh, neat.
Cool.
So he has like a routine. That's cool.
Yep. Well, it's not even that there's a routine. Like there was one time I was just running around on Kobos, and he's just at the river right outside of the saloon. Then I'll be going elsewhere, and he's at a totally different body of water. He can just randomly appear. He doesn't really have much to say if you haven't finished the story, or if you finished the story, but he'll just appear randomly.
This was my second playthrough. I forgot about all the stuff you can get from the saloon because I just went through the story this time, and it wasn't until the very end of the game almost. I don't know how I got this thought in my head, but I was like, wasn't there like a chess game or like a mini game or something here? And I had to look it up. Yeah, I'm not crazy. That was in this game, but it's all side quest stuff. You don't have to actually do any of it.
Yeah,
but the rewards are actually worth it. Because the Jedi scrolls are how you unlock lightsaber parts. Like the Priorite shards, you can unlock clothing for Cal. The data discs are how you unlock different perks and stuff.
And BD1 materials from the data disc also.
Exactly. So playing the holotactics game, at least beating each opponent once for all the random stuff, super useful. Except for the last person, where if you're on your second playthrough, that skill point is practically useless unless you do it early. Though if you do start a new game plus, once you unlock holotactics, all your scans from your previous playthrough count.
Oh wow, that's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good because I was actually going to go back and unlock that, and I was like, I beat it though. I don't want to have to rescan all this shit.
Yeah, no, you don't have to rescan shit. Like all your plant seeds, those carry over and everything. So you'll have to replant your garden, but all your plant seeds that you've unlocked carry over.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah, and I like that it was, like I said, it was all optional, completely optional. You didn't have to do anything in Pyloon Saloon at all.
Nope, right. I didn't do shit there.
I didn't care about I gardened for a little bit, and I was like, I don't really care for this, and so I just stopped, and it was fine.
Was there an actual reward to that other than a pretty garden on your roof?
Not really, no. I mean, I think you got skill points or something like that.
Yeah, well, it unlocks. It lets you get into there's a tower up there, skill point in it. I think that you can't get into until you've gotten rid of the thorns on it.
Yeah, which requires the gardener that you meet on Jeddah during the mission where it's like it's the hidden path base right before it that you meet her. So it's a little bit before you unlock your your ability to dash through the green barriers. Keely is her name. She clears the thorns that allow you to climb the tower and access a different area.
But again, all optional, which is the best thing with an open world game. Have lots of stuff and let it be optional. Let it almost all be optional, and then people that just want to spend time in that can do it, and people that don't have to.
Yeah,
right. Like if you don't include the codex entries, like I would say that you unlock just for like beating certain enemies, I would say like 25% of the game is mandatory, 75% is optional.
And I think that's perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right. So, I mean, say when the third one comes out, I'm going to play through this one again. Do I need to do all the optional stuff? No. But that also means that I can, I'll be able to breeze through and beat the game in 8 hours.
Right.
So, and then I won't have to rely on their half-ass, previously on the Jedi series that they put at the title screen.
One last thing I want to bring up before we go to question conference, which we need to. We're almost at 2 hours raw. Somebody has to edit this. You do fight dark troopers in this too, like a prototype version of them, which I really appreciated too.
Purge troopers, so they call them.
I forget what they call them, but they're essentially dark troopers from Dark Forces and then
Purge troopers,
Purge troopers. They have the dark armor.
Yeah, they made me happy to see them. I really appreciate them.
So the sum total of what you fight from the Empire, you have Scout Trooper Commander, Stormtrooper Commander, ATST, Security Droid, which, for those that don't know, is pretty much the base model K2SO.
I love how they're such a big thing now.
I know, right? Heavy Assault Troopers, Probe Droids, Rocket Launcher Troopers, and then you get to the Purge Troopers. So you have the Electro Baton Purge Troopers, the Electro Staff Purge Troopers, the Purge Trooper Commanders. So, it's insane the amount of Purge stuff that you come across. They even have a Purge Trooper droid, the DT Sentry droid.
Yeah, the droid who I was talking about.
Yeah, those DT Sentry droids can fuck right off.
Especially the ones with the shields. Oh my god.
Well, no, the DT Sentry droids come in one flavor, and that flavor gets modified based on how much you've dismembered.
Yes, it's really neat.
It comes in bullshit flavor and then gets to even bigger bullshit as it has no arms and is spin tackling.
Yeah.
All right,
but I would just say I agree with what Adam was saying though. The just regular stormtroopers with the shield were the most annoying enemy in the game. To me, pretty much.
Not if you pull their shield away, but
Yeah.
And then throw it at them.
To do that.
In one hit.
It takes too much force energy. I don't know. It just bothered me how much force it took to do that.
They didn't want to let go. They're like, no, man, go.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go to questions, comments, and memories. First, from the I Walked the Entire Orblood Super Replay from Sparky Jones. I still need to finish this. Yes, you should. From Jerry Floyd.
25% of it's mandatory.
Yeah. From Jerry Floyd, other than the Bounty Hunter quest being bugged when I played it, it was an amazing sequel. Improved on the first game in every way. I also had a different outfit for each area.
Yeah, I do that too.
I never changed clothes once.
Outfit. Every planet I changed my outfit.
I changed outfits every time I went somewhere also, actually.
Right, it all depended upon what Cal was feeling like that day.
Yeah.
From Billy Ryan, I swear Order 66 was the least successful genocide ever. Not wrong. Not a lie, but not wrong.
No, was it 100% effective? No, but it was probably like 90% effective because you took the Jedi Order down from 10,000 to single digits, maybe low double digits.
I mean, to be fair,
in war, that's a victory.
I mean, at one time it was 99% effective because there only were 2 Jedi left, and then it just kept happening. So, because George Lucas kept coming with new ideas. And from Ricky Kronos, that too. Cal is a way better character in Survivor. That the opening hour made me way more invested in him as a person than the entirety of Fallen Order. Awesome, a big fan of how much more focus they put into the customization this time around. The same 4 ponchos and varying colors really left me wanting in the first game. Well, they took care of that.
I kind of have an explanation for that. Respawn was being given a chance to make a game that they needed to be successful at, so they didn't want to go headlong into customization. They really needed to tell a good story to get people to play the game. And so now that they have that track record of good story, they had a much bigger budget and could invest in the artists and stuff like that to create and code the different appearances.
Okay. Right. And from Randy Brink. I like both games. The ending's a little but the overall story and gameplay holds its own. I like the ending, but I see where you're coming from. And then from the official Laser Time community, from JC Francisco, I just finished it yesterday. Good game, but I wasn't satisfied with the ending. Also, my memory might be doing Jedi mind tricks on me, but I feel Fallen Order was a bigger game than this one.
No, I think this game was far bigger.
This is a lot bigger.
Yeah. And when it comes to the ending, if you've only played it once and you didn't care much for the ending, I highly recommend playing it again, because the second time I played through it, the ending was a lot better, it seemed.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I like the ending. I like that it goes with them, they're going to make this planet for the path and we'll see where it goes. My only thing with the ending is how quickly Bode's daughter's like, hey, I'll work with you guys. I mean, you killed my father and everything, but
in front of me.
Well, she saw what he was doing. She saw that he was not the same man that was her father.
I think she needed to be a little bit older for that to be the turn to be a little more believable. But I know what you're saying.
Well, and we saw very little interaction of Bode with his daughter, and we only saw it from his side. He only gave Cal the good parts, and he turned out to be a traitor. So that relationship could have been very different than what we were led to believe.
True.
Right. But also then you have the fact that she's had to be on the run most of her life. She's being told she's given a chance to stay, to have a home.
Yes, but they murdered your father in front of you.
I mean, for some of us, that's pretty therapeutic.
But still, there should be a little bit of I'll go with you because I have no choice because I'm a child, but you killed my father, not, oh, well, Daddy wouldn't listen to you. It's okay. Oh,
no,
yeah, lightsaber.
Daddy attacked the nice man with the cool droid. Okay,
yeah, still wouldn't be okay with.
That bitch is going dark side next game.
Right, it's not like she's Indigo Montoya.
It's still it was just a little. That's my only complaint. Is it was just a little too easy for her to be like, all right, let's go. But again, it doesn't matter. It's still a great story. But since that guy brought it up, I had to make sure I had to get that.
It also helps that Cal did the right thing in giving Bode a proper Jedi burial.
Yes, and I don't think a kid would care
at that point.
If you killed my parent and you're like, well, they get a good burial, I'm like, okay, good. I'd be like, yeah, I don't give a shit. You killed my parent.
Yeah, context matters in this.
I know it's fine. It's just that was one little thing where I'm like, but all right, you know what? It doesn't matter. Overall, I mean, I like the whole stuff with Chandler. I do like that whole idea of them trying to find a planet for canon, because there are people that are walking the path that we know from other parts of the canon. So now we kind of will know where they go. So I'm okay with it. All right. And then before we go to ranking, I want to give away a code. I'm going to give away a Steam code today for Oddworld New and Tasty. The code is X022CH37IFL2GYZ. That is your Steam code for Oddworld New and Tasty. Somebody should enjoy that. I've never played it. Probably never will. But hey.
Is that the remake of Abe's Odyssey?
It is.
Yeah, I've only played the original Abe's Odyssey.
Same. And I don't really have an interest to play it ever again. I don't like that game that much.
I enjoyed it in 1998 or whatever.
Oh, I played it 2019 or 2020 is when I first played it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't played it since the 90s.
I don't know how well it holds up.
Stranger's Wrath I like. That's a great game. I just don't care for the other one. But that's neither here nor there. All right, and then we should go to Shelf Stacker Box. And Isaiah, why don't you lead us in?
I'm definitely going to go. It definitely goes on the shelf just because, it's what I want out of a Star Wars game. It used to be KOTOR, and then this game came along. It was not turn-based. This game's not turn-based. It's fast-paced, allows me to actually play as a Jedi. Now, we'll see what the third one does, but it gives me all those, I want to be a Jedi. It covers all those, checks all those boxes. So definitely on the shelf.
Kerry.
Oh, yeah, 100% on the shelf. Like I said, this game was made for me. Yeah, absolutely. It's on the shelf. If I didn't have other stuff to play right now, I'd be doing so.
Okay, now I'll go next. I'm putting it on the shelf also. I had a great time. I mean, my only regret was rushing through the game. Well, game was great. Really, really enjoyed it. Just wish EA didn't have DRM, but that's not their fault. That's not the game's fault. That's EA's fault. Fuck you, EA. Making me buy it twice. I mean, I know I could have chatted and they would have made it work, but I was like, you know what? I'll just rebuy the damn game. It's on sale. So my worry was that it wouldn't work, and then the sale would end, and I would have had to pay more, and I would have been pissed. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Just buy the damn game and be done with it.
And that's fair.
And Adam.
I want so badly to put this on the shelf, but I gotta tell you, my gut is telling me to put it in the stack. It's a great game. It's beautiful. The gameplay's fun. It just didn't. It was a slog at times. It didn't grab me throughout the whole thing. Whereas a game like KOTOR, yeah, I was all the way engaged the entire time, and that would go on the shelf. This one, I'll go through it again. I mean, this was my second playthrough, and I'm sure I'll go through it again and again and again. But it's going to be years in between, where a game that would go on the shelf would be like an annual playthrough for me.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, for me, there is no game that's an annual playthrough, but that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I don't play games, usually more than one.
You're a very unique case.
I am. Yes.
Right.
I don't ever recommend anyone do what I do for this podcast and make a game club podcast, essentially, and play I'm trying to beat 100 games this year, and I'm actually on schedule still so far, and we're 7 months completed into this year, and I'm still on schedule, on track. So, hey, much different case.
I mean, the complaints I have with this game are very minor and nothing that, they could never fix any of it. They probably won't. I don't know if they're done updating it or not, but it is a fantastic game. It is a fantastic game as it stands. It's just not one of those that I would play every year or maybe even 2 years. I don't know. I'm going to continue to play it probably for the rest of my life, but not, it'll be one of those where I haven't played this in a while. It's been 3-4 years since I've played this. I'm going to do it again.
Well, yeah,
I don't
I'd agree
remember
with
who
that.
the Jedi were anymore. It's been 20 years. We forgot they. I'll never not make fun of that reference. It still irritates me to this day. All right, and then we should actually mention what we're talking about next week. Next week, you can hear me talk about Soul Calibur 2. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It is.
Which edition are you playing for that one? Because you, like Soul Calibur 2, you had the Xbox, you had the PlayStation, you had the GameCube version.
I'm playing the GameCube version the way Nintendo wants me to play it on my Steam Deck. That's what I'm doing.
You get to have Link.
Yes, of course. I'm playing that. I own it. I'm pretty sure I own it on Steam because I think they re-released it, but there's no Link in that version, so I put on the ROM.
No.
Who was the PlayStation extra character? Was it
that one was Hachi, and then the Xbox was Spawn.
Yep.
No, that's what you can hear
I had with the Xbox
next week on the show. And then we should go to plugs. Kerry, where can people find you at?
Hey, I'm Karoseta, KEROOSCTA on Twitch, YouTube, Discord. So follow me there, follow me wherever. Not really streaming a lot lately, but I'll get back to it once I'm back in the swing of things. I modify and repair video game console, stream whatever I happen to be playing at the time.
Okay. And your son still doing his YouTube stuff?
Oh, yeah. He's still hard at it. Nature P Dragon Puppets, I think is what it's called currently. Yeah, he does. Okay. He makes these elaborate puppets and has I think he's at over 750 followers.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Subscribers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Better than me. So
yeah, me too. Me too.
All right. And Adam, I forgot to ask you, do you have anything to plug?
No, man, I'm off grid once I get off this podcast.
Okay.
Same with me.
Smart.
I live in the internet at this point, so I mean, you can Google me for multiple ways and find me professionally and this, which is somewhat professional at this point. But yeah, I get it though. All right, if you enjoyed this podcast, there are over 850 other episodes of this podcast. I love saying that. We do movies, TV shows, video games, all sorts of content. If you want to hear the rest of our Star Wars content, which there is a lot, you will hear some of these voices, a whole bunch, like Kerry and Isaiah are off and on. You can go check. All will be in the show notes. Definitely check that out. Tons of content there. You never know, but you search. You never know what you're going to find on there. We do lots of content on this podcast. If you want to support the show, we do have Patreons. So Little's dog vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. Right now, it's just one because I'm trying to get caught up with Spooktober event, which is always nuts for me. But they'll be back to 2 soon after that. And if you want me to plug your podcast or YouTube $10 a month, I will plug it every episode I record that month or release that month, somewhere in those categories. So, hey, I produce a lot of content, so lots of shout out. So, and if you want to be a part of the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, join the Discord. It's free. We're always happy to have new people join, lurk, suggest things I will someday get to. Sometimes it takes me years, but I get to it. It goes on a list, so definitely go check that out. I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Helena at HellHasFreak. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. Check out A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. Currently on a hiatus, but he'll be back at some point, but he's got plenty of episodes out there. And check out absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress. They talk about MCU movies and MCU adjacent movies because they're all caught up now. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, and rate and reviews wherever you get your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say, so we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.